Hello everyone and welcome to my Finnish lessons. My name is Jaro and today we are going to practice KPT-vaihtelu. Last time we derived these two rules, rule number 1 and rule number 2. This is only two rules in accordance with which we have to switch from strong, which is red, to soft, which is a green. In rule number 1, whether we added two consonants, we have to switch to soft one, from double P to P, from kaupa double P to kaupasta 1P. Rule number 2, if we added one consonant, and this consonant is at the end of the word, like kaupan, one consonant at the end of the word is considered to be strong, so we have to switch previous one to soft. And here is a very important remark: only one vowel before it, only one vowel. And because of this we have an exception, rule number 3, double vowel is considered to be soft. So when we have double vowel we don't have to switch, we keep it as it is in a strong variant. So the principle is described here. At the same word we always have keep neighbors different. Strong, weak, strong, weak. If we, for example, in rule number 1, we added a strong, we have to keep or switch previous one to weak. If we received a weak after modifying the word, we have to switch to strong. Great. So now let's take a practice. And exercise number 1, we will take a word pankki, which means bank. And every word has the base and the ending. And before conjugated, we have to define the base. So for the word pankki, the base is the same, pankki. The same base, pankki. And let's say in the bank, pankki. And we have to add sa, which means missä, where, pankissa. So let's consider what we have. We have a strong double S here. This is rule number 1. Rule number 1. Two consonants was added. Double S is a strong, so in accordance to our principle, if we have a strong, we have to switch to weak. Double K is a strong. In accordance with this table, double K is a strong, and the weak variant for this is only 1K. So to modify it, we have to just delete 1K. And we have pankissa. Rule number 1. The second variant, let's write I will go to the bank. Where to, mihin, pankki. And we add the ending in, identifying mihin, where to the bank. So let's consider what we have. We have weak double E, which is rule number 3. Rule number 3, double vowel. It's a weak, so in accordance with our principle, if we have weak, the previous one have to be strong. So double K is already strong. If you look to our table. Double K is already strong, so we keep it as it is. Keep it as it is. Great. That was the first example. Example number 2. Let's take a verb nukkua. Nukkua, which means to sleep. Nukkua, and the base for this verb is nukku. Nukku. This is the base. And let's conjugate it with pronouns. Esimerkiksi, for example. Minä nukun. Nukku, we take the base, and we add the end for minä. This is the N. And let's consider what we have. This N is strong in accordance to rule number 2. Rule number 2. One consonant at the end of the word. So the previous one need to be weak, but double K is strong. So because of this, we have to delete one K. Minä nukun. Now consider hän. Nukkuu. In case of hän, we always double, not always, but in the most of cases, we double the last vowel. So what we have here, we have double vowel, which is in accordance with rule number 3, is a weak, and because of this we keep previous one to strong. And the last example for this verb, he. They nukkuvat. Let's consider this example. At the end of the word we have strong T, which is rule number 2. In the middle of the word we have one V, which is soft, because there is no rule. So we have two rules to define whether we added a strong. All other cases are weak. So if our case not belong to rule number 1, either to rule number 2, it's considered to be weak. So one V, one where in the middle of the word is a weak. And because of this, we have to keep previous one as strong, because we have strong, in this case strong, weak and strong, in accordance to our principle. Neighbors are always different. Strong, weak, strong. Nukkuvat. Great. Okay, the next example. Example number 3. Let's take the word älykäs. Älykäs, which means smart. For example, smart solutions. The base for this verb, for this word, is älykkä. Here we have double K because we have 2A, which is rule number 3. And because of this, here we switch to double K. So the rule KPT-vaihtelu works in both directions. If we have weak 1K in the word älökas, here we had in accordance with rule number 2, 1S at the end of the word, one consonant, in accordance with this, with which this is considered to be strong. So this S was a strong, and because of this, here we had a weak K. And now in the base we have double A, which is a weak. So because of this, we have to switch K to double K in the opposite direction, from K to double K. So this table works in both directions. Great. And now let's consider the plural. Älykkä. And we indicate plural with T. So T is a strong, rule number 2, but double A is a weak, rule number 3, this is weak, and because of this, here we have strong double K. So again we have in accordance with our principle, our main principle, strong, weak, and strong. Älykkäät. So by now we considered the first pair from double K to K and the back. So it works in both directions. And now let's consider a second pair, double P and P. And example number 4. Let's take the word tulppa. Tulppa, which is a plague. The base for this word is the same, tulppa. This is the base. And let's say where. Missä. Tulppa. And the sa, like in the plague. What we have here, double S, which is a strong, rule number 1, and because of this, here we we need to switch to soft, and we look to the table, double P and P, which is soft one is P. Okay, let's delete one P. And we have tulpassa. Now everything is okay. P is weak and sa is strong. And now as example number 5, we take a word opas, which means guide. The base is oppa. Again, we have weak double A in accordance with rule 3, and because of this here was switched to double P. Here we had strong and weak. Okay, now let's consider missa in the guide, in the guidebook, for example. We take a base pa and add sa, and now we have strong double S, and we have weak double A, and because of this double B is strong. So it was the other direction, from weak to strong, from oppas to oppassa. So every variant works in both directions. So we can just write it like here, like this, both direction for everything. Exercise number 6, concerti, which means concert, and let's write in the concert. So concerti, sa, again consider what we received, double S, which is a strong, rule number 1, and because of this let's look on the table. We have double T, which is the case number 3. Double T, we have to switch to soft 1 T. So we do it by removing 1 T. Concertissa. And if you would like to say I'm going to the concert, means mihin, where to. Concerti, in, and one consonant at the end, which is in accordance with rule number 2, is strong, but double vowel is weak in accordance with rule number 3. Because of this double T we keep as a strong. Concertin. Exercise number 7. Let's take a verb otta, which means to take. Otta, the base is ota. Minä Minautan, Minautan, strong N at the end, rule number 2. Because of this, weak T here. Hen, Otta, double A, which is weak, rule number 3, and because of this, strong double T, Otta, Hen Otta. And the last example for this verb, he, Ottavat. He ottavat. T at the end is strong, rule number 2. V in the middle is weak, there is no rule, and always when we have no rule, it's considered to be weak. Because of this, double T as a strong. He ottavat. Again, we always keep our base principle right here. Neighbors are always different. Strong, weak, strong, weak. If we have a weak in the middle, so we have strong to the sides. Now let's consider a pair K, which we have to switch to nothing. K and nothing. And exercise number 8. Exercise number 8. Joki, which means river. River. And the base for this word is joe. The base is joe. And the example, on the river. On the river, joe, la. La means on the surface, on the river, joella. Okay, let's consider what we have. We have two consonants in the middle, which is in accordance with rule number 1 is strong. Because of this, here we have a weak. Joki was strong, and joe is a weak. We have to notice that E changed to E. Joe, joella. On the river. And now let's consider mihin, where to. Jokin. Here we have strong N, rule number 2, double E, which is weak, rule number 3, and because of this, strong K. Strong K from the table, right from here. We had nothing in the base joe, and now we have 1K. Jokin. Here I have to remark I make maybe one mistake here. We have not strong nothing but weak nothing. It should be green. It should be green. We have a weak nothing here, which is this. Exercise number 9. Verb jaká. The base is ja. By the way, I would like to notice one important thing of how we can find the bases of the Finnish words. There is one important principle. The base is always should be weak. And why? Always should be weak. Because the ending that we add, in the most cases, this would be strong. So in Finnish, the base of the verb are already ready to accept a strong variant of the endings. Again, because the most, not all, but the most of the endings are strong. And if we try to take this base from the verb jaká, let's try to implement it. Take the verb jaká. Here we have a strong K. And to do it softer, we delete this K. We just delete this K. But there is a 3 vowel. 3 vowel is too much. It's something, sometimes it exists, but very rare. And because of this, we delete 1 vowel. Always in Finnish, when we have 3 vowel, we have to do something with that. We have to divide it by consonant, or we have to delete 1 vowel. This rule is always in Finnish conjugation, always exists. So we just received this base ja. So now it's time to consider an example with this verb. Let's take minä. Okay, again, let's consider what we have received here. Strong N at the end, in accordance with the rule number 2. And double A, which is weak, in accordance with rule number 3. Everything is good. 1 strong and 1 weak. And then hen. Hen. Jaká. Here we have double A, which is weak, rule number 3, and because of this, strong K. Hen jaká. And the last example for this verb. he, jakavat, he jakavat. Strong T at the end. Rule number 2. And then we have double A here, which is weak. Rule number 3. Because of this, K should be strong. Jakavat. KPT rules works as well for cities, names, lakes, streets, and every names. And let's take an example. Number 10, Turku. Turku is a city in Finland. The base is Turu. The base is always weak because we are preparing for adding a strong ending, because almost all endings are strong. And let's consider in Turku. Turussa. Here we have strong double S, and because of this we have weak nothing here. From here we had a K, but we switched to nothing because we need a weak variant. And if we consider that we are moving to Turku, so mihin, Turu is the base, Turu is the base, and we double this vowel to make this mihin Turun. Let's consider what we have. We have strong N, rule number 2. Here was rule number 3, by the way. Rule number 1, rule number 2, and double U is weak. Rule number 3. Because of this, we should have a strong here, so we add this K. Turkuun. Now this K is strong. Turkuun. Turussa, mutta Turkuun. To Turku. Exercise number 11. Let's consider names. Jarkko. This is Finnish name, Jarkko. The base is Jarkko. The base is always weak. And let's say Jarkko has a car. Jarkko has a car. The base is Jarkko. The endings for belonging is la, Jarkolla. the verb to be on auto. Here in the word Jarkolla we have strong double L, which is rule number 1. And because of this, we have weak 1K instead of 2K, which are strong. We have only 1K, which is weak. Jarkolla. Jarkolla on auto. Exercise number 12. And now let's consider next pair, P and V. P and V. And let's take the word apple, which means help. Apple. And the base is avu. Again, the base is weak, avu. And let's say with help. With help. Avu. And the endings is la. Avulla. Again we have strong double L, rule number 1, and because of this, weak V instead of strong P. Avulla. In the next example, number 13, we will consider the opposite direction of this rule. And let's take a verb, tavata. Which means to meet. The base is tapa. Here is, by the way, strong base. I mean, here we have strong P. And here we had weak V. But the base is weak because double A is weak. So the base is weak. Tapa. And if we consider mina, I will meet. Tapan. Here we have strong N, weak double A, and because of this, strong P. Mina tapaan. Here I would like to implement rule number 13 in comparing with, example number 14 in comparing with example number 13. The word tapa, which means habit or the way to do something, and here the base is tava. Tava. And why we have this base? Because here is a strong P, and the base should be weak because of this. On the base, P move Vx. And let's say in this way, in English, in this way. In Finnish, tällä tavalla. Here we have strong double L, rule number 1. Because of this, we switch it from strong P to V. Or, by the way, we have already the base ready to be connected to strong ending, because, as I have already said, always all the endings are strong. Exactly because of this, we have the base which is already ready for strong ending, and no need to be changed in the most of examples. Tällä tavalla, in this way. So don't confuse between these two words. Tavata is a verb, means to meet someone, and tapa means the way to do something. The way to do something. So this is a noun. Next example, number 15. Let's consider the next pair, T and D. T and D. And as an example, we will take a word pöytä, which means table. Pöytä. Table. The base. Pöytä. Needs to be weak. D is weak. And the T is strong. And let's say at the table. At the table. For example, I'm sitting at the table. Pöydän ääressä. Ääressä means at the. And the pöydän, we have strong N at the end of the word, rule number 2. Because of this, soft D, pöydän ääressä. And other example, pöydä, the base, and let's say mihin, where to. Pöydän, So we have weak double A, which is rule number 3. Because of this, we need strong here, but we have weak D, and we have to switch to strong T. So we just delete this D and switch it to strong T. Pöytään. As the next exercise number 16, we will consider the opposite direction of this rule, and we will take a word puhdas. Puhdas, which means clean. Clean. The base is puhtaa. Puhtaa. This is a weak double A, and because of this T is strong. And here weak D. Puhdas. The base is puhtaa. The base is ready to accept strong endings. And now let's say clean solutions. Clean solutions. Puhtaa. To implement the plural, we use T, and solutions ratkaisut. Ratkaisut. Puhtaat ratkaisut. Strong T at the end. Rule number 2. Double A. There's a soft, rule number 3. Because of this, strong T. Puhtaat ratkaisut. Clean solutions. The next example, number 70, and let's consider the next pair, enko, enge. Enko, enge. And we will take a word, kaupunki. Which means city. Kaupunki. The base is kaupunki. The base is soft. Enge. Enge is soft here. And enko is strong. Kaupunki, kaupungi. And if we would like to say in the city, kaupunki is the base and sa is the ending. Consider what we have. Rule number 1, and because of this, we have a weak kaupungissa. And let's say in the next example to the city. I'm going to the city. Kaupunki is a base, and we have to double the vowel and add this n, meaning mihin, where to. Kaupunkiin. Let's consider what we have. Strong N, which is rule number 2. In the next syllable, double E, which is weak, rule number 3. Because of this, we need strong here, but we have weak enge, and we have to switch to strong. Strong, so we will delete this ge. This is ge in Finnish, and switch it to more strong K. Kaupunkiin, to the city. Exercise 18. Let's consider the opposite direction of this rule. Rengas means tire. The base is renka. Rengas is weak. Enge. S was a strong. Here is a strong NK and the weak double A. So the base is considered to be weak because the last syllable is weak. Renka. And let's say on the tires, maybe I have this mistake. Tire. Sorry for this. So we take the base, renka, and to indicate that it is on the surface, we need the ending la. And here we have strong double L. Rule number 1, weak double A, rule number 3, and because of this, strong NK, Renkal. Rule number 19, and the next pair NT, NN, and we will take a word Irlanti, which means Ireland. The base is Irlanni. Ente is strong. And the base, as always, is weak, ready to be connected to strong ending. And let's say in Ireland. In Ireland. Irlanni is the base and sa is the ending. Double S is strong, rule number 1. NN is weak from the table. From the table, which is located here to the left. NN is weak and T is strong. Irlannissa. Exercise number 20. The verb antaa, which means to give. Antaa. The base is Anna. Ente is strong. And NN is weak. So the base is weak. Give me. Give me. Anna minulle. Here we have just the base. In Finnish language, when we say to someone to do something, we use just the base. Anna mulle, give me. Minä. I will give. Minä annan. Minä annan. Strong N. Rule number 2. And because of this, weak double N. Annan. And I will bring one more example here. He gives. He gives. Hen. Anna is the base. And we need to double in accordance with verbs conjugation. In case of hen, we double the last vowel. And now we have weak double A here, rule number 3. Because of this, we need a strong consonant, but we have weak pair NN, so we have to switch to strong NT. So we will delete this second N and just add here hän antaa. Example number 21, and let's consider next pair, MP, MM, and we will take the word hammas, which means tooth, hammas, and the base is hampaa, strong MP, and weak double A. And here we had the weak double A, double M. So we changed from weak to strong to have a weak base. And let's say in the plural, teeth, hampaa, and the plural we indicate with T, hampaat. So, strong T, rule number 2, double A, rule number 3 is weak, and strong MP from the table on the left, hampaat. The next exercise number 22, and the next pair is LT, LL, and we take an example, silta, which is bridge. This is bridge, silta. The base is silla, LT is strong from the table, and LL is weak. And let's say on the bridge, silla, la. Here we have strong double L, rule number 1, and here we have a weak from the table. When we switch from soft to weak and back, we are looking to the table. But when we add something new, we always look to these our 3 rules. And here is our main principle, that neighbors are always different. So I thought we have the same LL, and in the first case this is a weak because we take it from the table, because this one we modify, this one we are not modify, and because of this, whether it's strong or weak, we define from these 3 rules. This is very important remark. example 23, and let's consider our last pair, RR. And sorry, RT and RR. RT as a strong, RR as a weak. And let's take a word virta, which means flow, virta. The base is virra. The base is weak, as always, to be ready to connect it to strong ending. And let's say in the flow, virra la, virralla. Here LL is a strong, rule number 1, and RR we take from the table. We take from the table, it's because of this, it's a weak, virralla, on the flow. And let's consider the last example. Last example for this pair. I will take a word, so example number 24, and I will take a word porras. Porras, which is stair. The base is porta. Where double A is weak and RT is strong, so the base is weak. This is strong, and sorry, RR is a weak from the table, and S is strong. And now let's say in plural, stairs, porta, and to indicate plural, we add T in Finnish. So this T is strong, rule number 2. Double A is weak, and RT from the table is strong. Portat, stairs. And for last, once again, very important remark. When we add something in accordance with Finnish grammar, when we add endings, we go into our 3 rules to define whether it's strong or weak. But when we need to change a letter, we are going to our table, take from this what we need, whether strong or weak, and we bring it from the table to our new word. So thank you very much for watching this video. Next time we will practice. So if you would like a practice, let's follow my lessons. You can book a lesson if you like. All the contacts here, and thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.